Hello, my lovely friends. Candace B here. How are you guys doing today? I hope you are doing absolutely amazing. I hope you guys have been feeling super blessed and highly favored. I hope you've been doing well with your trading and sticking to your rules and strategy. And yeah, I know it's been a while. I apologize. These last couple of weeks have been busy, to be honest. To be fair, a lot of good things happening, so I praise God for that. And so I'll definitely give you guys a life update in this video, but I thought it would be kind of cool just to mix it up and do a little day in the life. As you can see, I'm at my parents' house right now, and so yeah, I'm just going to break down the charts and break down the trade I actually took today already. It is Tuesday, January 28th, and it's just almost 2 p.m. So as you already saw, I always wake up and do my morning Bible study before I look at the charts or anything like that. And I'm going to be heading to the gym afterwards, so dressed in my gym clothes. So yeah, let's break down the charts. And then tonight I have a little date night. So yeah, that being said, let us get into this video. My throat has been very itchy these past couple of days. I think I'm coming down with a cold, so I'm trying to, nip it in the butt. So I have my trusty lemon and ginger tea with me. I really wish that I had the fresh ginger from Jamaica. My dad, he blends it up and makes it like a nice, like a liquid, and then you scoop it into your tea. When I tell you, one scoop of that, you're cured. You're healed. You're healed. In Jesus' name, you are healed. But yeah, it's okay. We will make do with what we have. But anyways, as you can see, we are on the NAS100 chart as usual. That is the only instrument that I trade right now, and I've been really enjoying it. Traded yesterday as well. I didn't think I was going to, but I did, and then I ended up taking a trade today at 11 a.m., which I will map out for you. I just wanted to redo it while we were talking, but I'm realizing that it's really nice for me just to trade without the cameras on, because I really like to have that time to continue spending time with God while I'm trading. I think it's important to keep God at the center of everything we do. So, I play my gospel music, I talk to God, and just try my best to be disciplined with my trading and stick to my strategies and whatnot. So, yeah, anyways, let's see here. So, just a brief overview. Sunday night, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a huge drop with the stocks. So, the NAS100 dropped about like 1,000 points. And I looked at that and I was like, that is crazy. I was doing my back testing and I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, that is crazy. Not really sure what happened with the stocks or what, news came out that would have caused that. But yeah, it was scary hours. So Monday, I really didn't know if I was going to trade just because of that huge sell-off. I knew that price was very bearish, but I was just wanting to keep an eye on it, see what I could do. So what I also have been looking into and researching is fair value gaps. And so I used a fair value gap on Monday to trade. I actually mapped it out on the 4 hour, and I am no expert at fair value gaps. I barely know anything about it. I just know that when you're looking for shorts or the market is bearish, you have the three candles, you map out your zone from the bottom wick of the first candle and the top wick of the third candle, and then as long as they don't cross over, like if this wick came up here, then that wouldn't be a fair value gap from my understanding. Comment down below if you know more about it. I would love to know more. I'm still going to be doing my own research, but yeah, so I drew that zone and I essentially wanted to wait to see if price was going to tap into it to take a short. There was also this zone down here that was drawn. This is a daily zone. Price had pushed all the way down with that huge bearish momentum and rejected it very cleanly afterwards. So you see this lower high ish lower low structure, but then you see that price ended up breaking that structure on the daily, that last lower high. So I knew that overall price might be continuing to the upside, but in that moment on Monday, I saw the more recent price action as bearish. So yeah, so mapped my fair value gap out and waited for a pullback. Saw the pullback during my trading time. I trade between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. every day, and then once I saw that price was that it had tapped into the fair value gap and created an engulfing and then was pushing down, I entered a short, and this was the before and then this was the after. So price actually ended up pushing down a lot further while I was in the trade, and I was trying to scale out the trade because I was just curious to see if it was going to end up coming down to this area here, this next zone here because there was all this space to be filled. But price did push down really nicely. I was up about what, like over 80, yeah, closer to 100 points, and then price just pulled back. So my stop loss was already in profit, so I got stopped out. And as you can see, price did end up pushing down, and I would have hit my take profit because this was my ultimate take profit down here. But we move again. I was just testing something out, so I was perfectly fine with taking my 29 points, and I was proud of myself for how I managed my trade because you know, I think it's important to put your stop loss at break even or in profits whenever you can. Price could have easily just, you know, pushed down here and then pushed right up, and that would suck if I didn't have my stop loss in profits when I was already in profits already. You know what I mean? So that's the worst feeling ever. Been there many, many times when price goes against you after you were already in profits. So anyways, that was yesterday, the 27th, and then today, the 28th. I was just waiting to see what the market was going to do. We see that after that, this sell-off, price started to correct itself and essentially started moving to the upside. I think it's clearer on higher time frames, just like the structure. You can see higher, low, higher, high structure happening here, which is beautiful. We did have a fake out down here, but I mean, that always happens with any instrument, especially the NAS100. So I was just waiting to see, you know, today was a later trading day anyway. So when I first looked at the charts, I briefly looked on my phone and I noticed that there was no setup yet. So I was perfectly fine with kind of continuing with my, you know, daily routine of Bible study and just taking my time basically. So when I actually sat down to fully look at the charts, I'm going to move this fair value gap out the way because I think that it's done now. I don't know how fair value gaps work. But anyways, that was for yesterday's trade. So now today, price had this area, this zone here that was interesting. It's a lower time frame zone. I have been entering on the 15 or the 30, mainly the 30-minute time frame, and I've noticed a difference in my trading, to be honest. I really have noticed a difference. So we see that price rallied to this level here and sold off from it and pushed further down. So of course, anyone, you know, trading the before New York Stock Exchange open, maybe if you took sells, you would definitely have one. But then the New York Stock Exchange open came, we have the impulsive push to the downside and then impulsive push to the upside. And I see that happen a lot when it comes to the New York Stock Exchange open, where there'll be like an impulsive push and then to one side and then it goes the other direction right away. So I'd never trade at 9:30, never have a desire to, but that is what caused this huge lower wick to be formed. So I waited and I waited. Price ended up pushing above this zone here, this lower time frame zone, pushed above it. And so at that point, I was like, okay, we've broken above the last kind of notable high. When I zoom out, we've broken above this. This wasn't really a high, but we've broken around this high, let's just say. So once we broke above this high, I was looking to see what price was going to do. I was essentially wanting to look for a pullback. If we do the bar replay, I ended up entering at 11:10 a.m. As you can see, price broke above this zone, pulled back, and it was pushing off of it. This is the 5-minute. I don't really use the 5-minute much anymore, so I wanted to wait till after 11 for sure to see the 1 hour, how the 1 hour would look. And the 1 hour was looking like this. So what happened was I ended up getting in at 11:10 before the 1 hour had a chance to pull back, which in hindsight, when I was looking at the trade, while I was in the trade, I was like, it pulled back a lot more than I thought it would. But I managed the trade as much as I could and kind of went from there. But anyways, so I got in the trade at 21,357.62 at 11:10. So this was where price was at first. And I realized pretty quickly that I entered a bit too soon. I should have waited for a further retest based on the higher time frame, but I was already in the trade, so I knew my bias was bullish for sure. I knew that price was going to go up. It was a simple break and retest that I was aiming for. So I did have my stop loss below this zone at first because it was just it made more sense, and it was a larger stop loss than I anticipated. I will admit that for sure. Whoa, why is this? What is going on here? Why was that take profit so high? Imagine someone staying in a trade that long. Yeah, so I realized that my stop loss was a bit large, but it was because I entered too early. So when I went to use a 30-minute, I just drew out my fib level to see if price was going to retest the 61.8 level, because I know that the NAS100 does that pretty often. I was essentially wanting to catch price going up to that level before it wanted to maybe push back down, or whatever it was doing on Sunday. Maybe it wanted to continue that momentum, but I just wanted to get my little trade, and I was more comfortable taking a long position today than shorts because of the fact that we broke this zone. So yeah, fib levels were my take profit area, 21,446 to be exact, 446. That was my take profit area. So it was a 1-to-1, and I just let's go down to the lower time frame. As I was listening to my gospel music and drinking my tea, price was just moving and moving and came all the way down here, and I was like, oh dang, that's crazy. But I knew that we were just testing deeper into this zone. So some people might have gotten stopped out here, and if I had my stop loss usually where I do have it, which is like a 40 to 50 pip stop loss, I would have been easily stopped out. But it made more sense structure wise to have your stop loss under the zone like that. You know what I mean? That increases your probability of, even though the entry was not the best, it increases your probability of, it being a winning trade, because price just needs time to go in the direction that it wants to go into. And it did not break this zone. If it were to have like closed below this, and let's say I dropped down to the 5-minute and I saw that, it would make sense to have exited, or I would have just accepted the loss either way. But price did reject that level here just before 11:30 and hovered around a little bit before starting to push up. So it just kept retesting this area, and eventually we got a push to the upside. So this was about a 1-hour trade. I entered at 11:10 and I was done by 11:10 a.m. and then I was done by 12:22 p.m. and we managed to get 88 points out of this trade. And I made sure I put my stop loss right after I was back in profits. Stop loss, I put it in there, and we were good to go. But yes, I was in quite a bit of drawdown beforehand, but I was successfully able to catch 88 points, which ended up being about $110 for the day, which I made in 1 hour. And how I see it, that's more than what some people make in a whole day working a 9 to 5. So making that in 1 hour, it's a blessing instantly. All praise to God, just for allowing me to have the discernment and the discipline to stick to my trading strategy. Trusting yourself is so important. As you continue to grow in your trading journey, you have to trust yourself. And this is definitely a testimony to that. So yeah, very good week so far. Monday and Tuesday, we have 2 winners. And so now at this point, I am just going to review my trades a bit further, type some notes up, and have my breakfast. And then we are going to the gym. So yeah, see y'all there.
I'm making a change today. The liquor been taking the pain away. I heard you was giving your chain away. That's kind of like giving your fame away. What's wrong with you?
Nah, it's mad cold, B. My gosh. We didn't get any snow in Ontario like for a month. All of December, and then majority of January, and then all of a sudden the snow wants to come and mash up everything. So yeah, a little life update, guys. I don't know if you noticed, but those who follow me on Instagram, by the way, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Those who follow me on social media, they would have seen that your girl got engaged. She a fiance now. I took off my ring because I go to the gym and I don't trust myself with wearing nice jewelry. I've never worn nice jewelry before, so I want to be very careful. Usually I have a fake ring, but I don't know where my fake ring is. So that goes to show that I got to be extra careful. But yes, my fiance and I got engaged on January 11th, 2025. And it was such a beautiful, beautiful moment. And yeah, I'll insert some pictures in this video. But yeah, so it was crazy because I told you guys how I broke my toe back in November. So I had my toe boot on, and I had an appointment on the 9th of January. And apparently my fiance said that the proposal was all depending on if the doctor said my toe was healed or not. So I was like, oh my gosh. So by the grace of God, though, the doctor said my toe is healed, and I was so ecstatic. And then the next day, the 10th of January, I got a job offer, and I was like, what? So I know I mentioned that I have been unemployed for a while. I was actually unemployed for 14 months. So 2024 was a very trying year for your girl. But to be honest, it was the year that I became the most close to God that I've ever been. So it was a blessing in disguise. So yeah, the beginning of January was just a complete whirlwind. It was just blessing after blessing after blessing. And it just goes to show how, remaining in relationship with God, really, being obedient, that was my goal, is just to obey God's word and just, increasing my relationship with Jesus. Like that, it really, I saw the fruits of that, and I don't do it just to, get things. I don't try to talk to God only for things. Like this past year has truly been an amazing transformative time in my life, and I can't even put it into words because it'll make me emotional. But yeah, it's just been such a blessing. So yeah, I'm a fiance now. So yeah, that was really the beginning of my January a couple weeks ago, and then just starting this new job after not having to, clock in for over a year has been a bit of a shift. Has definitely been a bit of a shift. I'm definitely grateful to God that the job is fully remote. But it's still something that I'm trying to figure out. Today's my day off, so I was like, you know what? We got to be productive and we got to film for YouTube because I really want to make sure that I'm still finding time to create content and, connect with you guys. I'm heading to the gym a little bit later than I wanted to, but honestly, like vlogging a day in my life is very time consuming, but that's okay. We're going to get our workout in, and then my fiance and I are going to the movies tonight, so that'll be fun. And I'll take you guys along. To an extent, I will take you guys along.
I sit in a box where the owners do. A boss is a role that I've grown into. I love you to death, but I told you the truth. I can't just be with you, I'm only you. I got one Virgil, got one, and that there's the only two.
All right, just got to the gym. Let's get her done. It's shoulder and tricep day. I probably won't bring you guys in there because it's probably busy in there and I have filming anxiety, but see you guys when I'm done.
Ow! Jump scare.
Please let this be your sign to not move to Canada, Ontario specifically, because why was that the biggest struggle? Why are my nails broken? My nails are broken. My nails are broken. My camera battery died right after the gym, so came back to my parents' house, took a nice shower, and then had to clean off my car because all of a sudden snow came out of nowhere, more snow. And also I'm out of windshield fluid, so had to fill that up, struggling to even open it. That's besides the point because now we still have to go to the movies. So, and I haven't even eaten. I haven't eaten my second meal for the day. I'm starving. So I'm heading back home. I am either going to eat at home or eat at the movie theater because it's the VIP theater, so they serve food, thankfully. But yeah, let's go.